Cool.
Could you please introduce yourself, tell us about your program and year of study? Also, what position are you running for?
All right, so my name is Khulud Sakib, and I am running for president. I am a second year criminology student. I just submitted my major the other day. And so I'm going to be studying criminology and a minor in psychology. And I chose this program because I plan to be a lawyer, and I'm from Saudi Arabia. And so a lot of women don't have opportunities back there. And so coming to Canada was a really, really big change for my family and I.
Could you tell us an interesting fact about yourself or a talent you're most proud of?
Ooh, okay. So I have been volunteering since the minute I got here. I never volunteered when I was in Saudi Arabia because we didn't have opportunities as a woman to do it there. But I did when I first came here, I was in a program with the Halifax Regional Police, and I was working with them for 3 years. I had my uniform, so I found that that was such a cool thing. And we basically ran a lot of events. All of the the Pride festivals and the Christmas light festivals that come downtown. I was helping run all of those, and we had the child booths, where if kids got lost, they would come to us and everything. So that's a fun fact about me. I was working with the HRP.
Could you share your campus involvement and extracurricular activities?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so on campus, I've been working with SMUSA Street Team for the last 2 years. So from the moment I got to St. Mary's University, I've been working with them, and we had a lot of involvement. We were doing a lot of the event work. We were doing student feedback. We were doing information sessions, information booths, and we were helping set up all of the events and training sessions that SMUSA was holding. And I have been cheerleading since the moment I came to St. Mary's as well, and I am the cheer captain as of right now. I've been part of a bunch of societies, and I have been in drama society for one. I've been a bunch of one specific play last year. And this year I've just more been focused on my things outside of St. Mary's University, because I was a volunteer with Halifax Regional Central Libraries. So I was working with Central Library for the last 5 years, and so yeah, those are some of the volunteer stuff that I've been doing inside and outside of campus.
Why do you think you'll be a good fit for the position?
I feel like I have a lot of experience knowing what students want, especially because of my line of work. I have been talking to students ever since I got here, kind of asking them how we can make St. Mary's University better, or the Student Association specifically. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of students about what they want, and I really plan to make what they want come to reality.
What issues or causes are you most passionate about on campus?
Okay, so my campaign, revolves around the word elect. So it's engagement, listening, employment, community, and transparency. So one big issue I'm seeing at St. Mary's is a lot of students don't actually know what SMUSA does, especially president's role. A lot of students they're I'm not really sure what president does, but go for that. And I was okay, but you guys don't know what I'm trying to do. And so I plan to be a little bit more transparent and kind of let students know exactly what St. Mary's University is trying to the Student Association is trying to do, because a lot of people don't know what they're paying for, and they don't exactly know what opportunities they have. And the more transparent we are with them, the easier access they're going to have to all the programs and facilities that we have.
What steps would you take towards these issues mentioned?
Oh, okay. So first, when I talked about engagement in my platform, I meant I want to know what students actually want to see. And a lot of presidents, they have their own ideas of what they want to bring to St. Mary's University, but I kind of want to take what the students actually want and bring it to life. So right now, I believe Sheree is doing talk to me tables, and see, I just think that that's a little bit people are a little bit scared to approach a giant team of people who are on a higher up than them. So if we have snack booths, and people are more likely to come up to us and talk to us about that, and more anonymous surveys about what people actually want, because if they do anonymous surveys, people are more likely to tell you what they want instead of having their name on it, and they're just too scared to say what they actually want to hear. So a lot of anonymous surveys, a lot of drop boxes, like snack tables, especially because like we need a little bit more like food options at St. Mary's, and like a lot of things are very expensive for students to pay for. So having snack tables will be a really good idea. How else do I make that happen? Okay, so promotion. So I've been working at like this year in SMUSA, something's like kind of changed a little bit more. You might have seen me like on the videography for SMUSA's like SMUSA Halifax on Instagram. And I find that a lot of people tend to like actually watch the videos that are more engaging. And so if we actually create videography that is incredibly engaging and like also transparent about what we are trying to do, like more important matters are not just like event promotion, people are going to be more likely to understand first what we are doing and might be able to ask us more of what they want to see.
Do you have any last comments, thoughts, or any advice for the students?
For students, get involved as much as you can because you're more likely to understand what's happening if you actually get more involved, like come to events and join societies and, get to know more of like the student leaders here so that you can actually have more opportunities for yourself.
Thank you so much. Those were all my questions. You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Could you please introduce yourself? Tell us about your program and year of study. Also, what position are you running for?
So, my name is Maria. Important fact, my name is with double I. It is not spelling mistake on posters. It's true. My last name is Gulbareva. I was born 8th of August 2004 in Russia. Currently, I'm on science program. Last year, my major was chemistry, but then I decided to switch to biology. And I'm running for position of SMUSA president right now.
Could you tell us about an interesting fact about yourself or a talent you are most proud of?
I'm very social. I would say sometimes I'm annoyed, but that's my real plus. It's for me. It's very easy to make connections and friends. It's never bothered me.
Could you share your campus involvement and extracurricular activities?
So campus involvement. I started as volunteer in Residence After Dark, and then I've always seen RAs, and I see how much job they do on campus, and I wanted to try this, so I applied and I get accepted after a bunch of interviews. And this is my favorite position on campus. As well, I'm also it's resident service officer in Loyola desk, but it's my part-time job.
Why do you think you'll be a good fit for the position?
While be a good president.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to give people promises because I can't tell them like exactly what I'm gonna do. I have like a plan in my head, but I feel I will share it on debates. So, but I can offer my time, my dedication, and my heart to people. And all this as a proof, I guess you can see in my campaign. Like, I came here at 7 a.m. just against them for poster. But maybe it's just because I'm crazy.
What issues or causes are you most passionate about on campus?
For me, main issue and concern that I find when I was asking people is lack of volunteer positions on campus. First year students, like I was first year and I was lost on campus. I was trying to get in societies, but I can't find positions. I don't know how to start, and I get in residence after dark position. It was like almost by accident. So I can call it luck, but not all people can do like me. So I want to get it easier for first year students to find their place in like campus.
What steps would you take towards these issues?
Well, this question is a bit general for me as I don't see SMUSA papers. I need to see papers, I need to see actions that they did before to evaluate the situation. But I would make a bit more societies. As I know, our current president Shrey, she's working on like place for students where they can get like free books. I would make maybe a room where they can exchange a book and bring books from their last year and just exchange it to their current year. So that's what I would try maybe.
Do you have any last comments or thoughts for the students?
I would say believe in yourself. When I just come to campus, I was just like completely lost girl, and I consider myself not to be like unique, just another girl on campus. And I was really inspired by Sheree when she was running for president, and it was like, oh my god, she's so powerful. It's such a good position. But when I was slowly, like days was slowly going, and I was getting into different societies, I was trying myself in different positions, and now I understand that each of you can do this. Each of you like is unique, and each of you has on its way, and I want to get students to be more involved. Thank you.
Thank you. Recording stop. Could you please introduce yourself, tell us about your program and year of study? Also, what position are you running for?
My name is Molewa Kalisa Onela, and I'm running for the president. I'm in my first year, and I'm doing computer science.
Uh, could you tell us an interesting fact about yourself or a talent you're most proud of?
Something about myself is I'm good at anything as long as I can work towards it. In my previous school, I was given Medal of Honor for being one of the most longest serving and best leaders in the school.
Can you share your campus involvement and extracurricular activities?
Well, I'm in various groups, various societies, chemistry, biology, Black student, African. So I'm involved in different kinds of societies where I interact with various people, and I do intramurals too. So I do a lot of sports here and there.
Why do you think you'll be a good fit for the position?
Why? It's because I have a lot of experience in these sort of things. And I feel like a lot of things go unsaid, and excuse me. I feel like there is a lot that I can bring to the table. Just not socially, not anything that's, how do I say this? Not socially, just not even political, not depending on my needs, but like depending on everyone else's needs, what the community wants, how to build something that is going to not only benefit us now, but benefit us in 5 years' time, 10 years' time. And yeah, basically something like that.
What issues or causes are you most passionate about on campus?
Well, within the societies, I feel like there's not much involvement with students because of their other things that they have to do and all that. And we get that, but there is very minimal or limited involvement in social activities that are besides learning and academics. And not that academics is not important, but mental health is also important. And for people to be mentally okay, they have to not only focus on school, but also do other things around in the environment to feel okay.
What steps would you take towards these issues?
Well, besides putting measures that make people feel comfortable to join these societies and make them feel like they are not alone in the school and that we can hear them, and we know what they're going through because we are going through it as well. So it's just make them feel like they're able to speak to us and let us know what they want, what kind of improvements they want, and we'll just basically listen to them and try our best to do what we can do in our power.
Do you have any last comments, thoughts, or any advice for the students?
My advice is generally not to give up, because regardless of what happens, everything happens for a reason. And we just have to keep pushing every day and hope that we are gonna make it. Even if we don't, we know that we reached somewhere at a point, and it all counts for something.
All right. Thank you so much. Those were all my questions. You did a great job. Could you please introduce yourself? Tell us about your program and year of study. Also, what position are you running for?
Hello, I am Samarth. Most people know me as Simba. I am a BCom student in their second year, and I am currently running for SMUSA president. Yeah.
Could you tell us an interesting fact about yourself or a talent you're most proud of?
One interesting fact about me is that I am a chef. I can make probably one of the best meals out of nothing. Not because I was taught, maybe a little bit because I was taught, but it's a lot of YouTube. But yeah, that's something I'm proud about. Yeah.
Could you share your campus involvement and extracurricular activities?
So, I have managed, God willingly, to be part of the track and field team of the school. I've managed to volunteer with the community food room. I've managed to be a food room co-coordinator with an awesome partner. And yeah, that's majority of the things I've done. I'm also part of some societies. I was part of the Commerce Society once upon a time, but because I was dealing with quite a lot of stuff, I had to move off. But yeah, I kind of wish I could get into more things, but yeah, that's what I've done so far.
Why do you think you'll be a good fit for the position?
I think I'll be a good fit for this position as president of SMUSA. Mostly because I understand, because I am a student as well. I'm an international student. I understand this university is quite diverse. There's a lot of different parts of the university that have a voice, but the voice hasn't been heard. That being said, your voice is our mission. And that's why I think I'll be a great SMUSA president.
What issues or causes are you most passionate about on campus?
I don't think. I know. There's some services on campus that I kind of wish had better control for the students. I've gone through various experiences with tuition and just getting to know different things about the school. So I kind of wish that a lot more people knew about the amazing things that happen at St. Mary's. There's a lot of things that SMUSA and just the whole university offers, but people just don't know about it. So just being able to communicate to others and let them know how good of a university we are. Yeah.
So what steps would you take towards these issues?
As I said previously, God willingly, if all works out and I manage to get into this position, I'll be working so closely with all the teams, the marketing team, communications team, team for societies, events, just to make sure we're giving every single individual on campus a wonderful experience. Because that's why we're here. You know, we come to university, yes, for education, but you know, we need to build spiritually and socially. And if we can't do that, then there's nothing to be excited about.
Do you have any last comments, any thoughts, or any advice for the students?
Any type of advice?
Yeah.
One big thing, my dad always tells me this. It's the decision that you make that determines the future. So everybody knows what's right, what's wrong, but it's that one little decision that you make that will determine whatever consequence comes. That's my advice. Also, when you come to university, make sure you connect, make sure you get out, make sure you make friends, make sure you talk to your professors. There's a lot to offer. We've been provided with these resources. Take them.
All right. Thank you so much. Could you please introduce yourself, tell us about your program and year of study? Also, what position are you running for?
So my name is Saurabh Sogi. I'm a fourth-year finance and entrepreneurship student out of the Sogi School of Business. I'm running for the president position.
Could you tell us an interesting fact about yourself or a talent you're most proud of?
An interesting fact about myself or a talent that I'm most proud of would be getting involved into student advocacy as well as getting involved with the things on campus. I have been a backbencher since high school, but after entering university, I got involved into these things, found that I'm good at it, and that there was potential that I did not tap into during my high school. So that's an achievement that I'm proud of.
Could you share your campus involvement and extracurricular activities?
So in terms of campus involvement, I've been very involved with the campus from year one. I've been engaged within my own community in terms of co-curriculars, and I would start with my very first accomplishment, that was being in the board of directors. I was the only person on the board to serve two titles, which was the academic senate as well as the finance committee chair. So I have an understanding of both the finance side of it as well as a bit of the administration side of things. And then this year I have been the external engagement officer for the Commerce Society. I'm doing sponsorship outreach for the Indian Society. Apart from these things, I've represented the university at global scale. I have been to an MU down in New York. That's the only one MU that I have on my belt. It's the international one. And apart from that, I recently traveled down to Boston for a venture capital investment competition where we got the Entrepreneur Choice Award. So that was fun. I've been on a few exchange programs down to Paris. Apart from that, I'm very involved with my community. I regularly volunteer with the Maritime Sex Society. And yeah, I'm always there to help people whenever they need it. I would say that's pretty much about my on-campus involvement with things. That's just a little part of it. There's much to it, but I would keep that to the side.
So, why do you think you'll be a good fit for the position?
I think I'll be a good fit for the position because wherever I go, I tend to change things for the better part. And I've seen that the association has been following a pattern of sequence in terms of events and things happening. You have a set out calendar that happens every year, and things have gotten a bit monotonous in that terms. The campus has lost its creativity, so that's why I'm trying to bring back that creativeness by relaxing things a little bit. the campus has entered a secure mode or a risk averse, which is a very risk averse mode. That means that students are developing on the professional side of their things. So if you talk about the campus developments, Sobi School of Business got the both accreditations, placing it in the top 2% of the world business schools. But in terms of the experiences that the students are facing on campus, professional development side of things is at peak. Like it's nice that we are getting to focus on a career, but our overall development in terms of connecting with people, connecting with things on campus, and as well as engagement, that's a bit down. And I'm there to change that. Why I feel I'm the right person to do it. I've done these things before. As I said, that my previous involvement with the board helps provides me understanding of the policies and how the I would say strategic leadership works. So getting down to the execution side, I'll be able to relate to that very well and be able to execute on things that are planned out.
So you already mentioned some issues that you face on campus. So what other issues or causes are you passionate about on campus?
What other issues I'm passionate about on campus? So the first one would be at the top of it is affordability. Like I have mentioned it earlier in my campaign that I started off. So it was you can't promise affordability, but you can advocate for it. So recently, just today, in the morning, article came out by the Advanced Education Ministry that they're increasing the first year undergraduate fee by 9%. So I don't think so. A lot of people are paying attention to it. So there needs to be someone who's looking at these things for international students so that they can ensure that they don't see a sudden increase in terms of fees. Apart from tuition, there are other things like housing, jobs, the labor market. It's pretty stagnant in terms like the students that we had onboarded into the country, into the university. They're not able to have the best experience because they're not able to earn well. They're not able to find sustainable housing. It's not affordable. It's not even just about affordability. It's about accessibility and other things. Affordability is at the top, and then second, I told you it's engagement, and then third is towards professional development of side. We have made quite improvements. But another thing that I saw was whenever you land a co-op, you have to pay a $500 fee for the co-op. So rather than having that one-time payment, if that payment was split over to the rest of the remaining semesters, that would be a reduction in the burden for students. That's another thing that I'm kind of passionate about. And just the overall student experience, to kind of sum it up, because a lot of these factors, they kind of tally down to the overall student experience that we have. And I feel like no one focuses on the master's student. Master's students should be able to have the same ideal student experience that we are having over here for the 4 years that we have been here. So master's students, they come in for 16 months of intense program, but they're not able to have that experience because they're so busy with their studies. And when they are free, there are no events or no initiatives planned out so that they can relax or network with the peers. What we undergraduates are missing out on is that we're happy to see a speaker come out and deliver a speech, but we have a lot of graduate students from different walks of life who are just in the same campus that we are in, and we don't get to connect much with them. These are the people that we should know, because down in our career lanes, when reflecting on things that which avenue to go for, they have a wealth of experience that they can share to us. So I think master students need to have the same ideal experience as well. Yeah, Blake, these are the issues on top of my mind. There are a lot many problems that we can kind of talk about on, but these are the things that I'm passionate about, just changing things for master students, affordability in its sense, campus and the culture itself. I would sum it up to top three. Yeah, affordability, master student, as well as campus and culture.
Yeah. So you mentioned all these causes and issues on campus. So what steps or what actions would you take towards these issues?
So let's start from the top. When I said affordability, right? If you're talking about tuition, there's no way that tuition would go down, but there's a way to put a cap on it, regulate the international student fee so that it doesn't increase by a outstanding, outrageous amount. Like a 9% increase is an outrageous amount for these new people who are coming in. I reviewed the Statistic Canada, website, and I saw that 18, 19 was 18 or 19,000, then 20, 21, and from 21 it went directly to 25. That's the mean international student fee. Steps to taken towards these is we have our external advocacy partners, Student Nova Scotia as well as CASA. So these are the alliances both federally and provincially. We should be able to lobby the government in having a cap on these increases so that we can promise students that education is not just a dream, it's something that you can achieve. I feel that covers the affordability tuition part. For in housing, I propose like setting up an off-campus housing committee that works, that I aim to collaborate with the international student program. So what that program does is for students who are in their high schools migrated down to the province, they are allocated a family that they can reside with for the term of their high school. So if you had something like that for initial university years, people who were students who were under the age of 19, 18 or 19, so that as soon as they land, they don't lose that warmth of the family. So they are placed down in a family place which is closer to the university. So that protects them from not being scammed by people. So you don't have a student who's coming flying down, talking to someone on Facebook and being scammed by them and realizing that they have no housing to go to. So they choose the hotel option and they try to find housing. So that doesn't happen anymore. Apart from that, this housing helps us to create sustainable options, pushing students out of the residences towards closer houses that we have on campus. So we have a huge network that we can reach out to, which could be alumni, which could be other students who have like resided here in for a longer time. And then major population of Nova Scotia is seniors. So these seniors are always happy to have new people around who can help them with the certain things and then be able to reside in the same house for a subsidized cost, let's just say, if that's something like that can be achieved. And I know there's a factor of security involved in with it that people are not taken advantage of. So they do background checks for all the families. A background check is done for a student when they fly in from their country. So that aspect is covered too. That covers student housing and tuition in terms of affordability. What are the things we're talking about? We're talking about graduate students. So coming up with the timeline of events that aligns with their free time so that they can even relax and talk to us, join us on certain evenings or like events and be able to network with us. That covers their relaxation as well as having the actual campus culture part. And the third thing, what was the third thing? We were talking about housing, tuition, grad students, and then the overall campus culture. Like we have had a timeline of events as in trivia nights, we have had Kahoot nights. So these are like very generic events. You go once in a while, it's okay. But if it's the same thing, you go every time, you're like, okay, there's nothing new. So people kind of tend to turn towards other things, which are like, in downtown, something's happening or whatever. So if you have like a cultural night every week where you get to see the diverse cultures on campus, something new that you wouldn't even know about, a surprise for students, that's something that builds engagement on campus. And it's very hard to represent minorities. And if people get the chances to kind of come up and represent themselves, their culture, they're more than happy to do so. But rather than having just like one international night, why don't we have just a full international year with many weeks kind of allocated towards these cultural nights where we could just engage with these students and be able to experience the vibe that they have within their own space. And fourth is even with the students residing on campus currently and taking this initiative to represent their culture through societies, they face a certain bureaucracy and red tape in terms of society procedures. So if you have to plan an event, you have to have things sorted out 2 weeks ahead. And sometimes it does take time to kind of get things running and sorted out. So if these processes were simplified and people were given that space to, just plan an event like on a shorter timeline maybe, or just like the appropriate resources to not just overcomplicate things, but be able to engage with the environment on campus. So let's just say like if I wanted to kind of have an event as a student rather than a society, I should be able to book a room and be like, yeah, this is something. I'm a minority on campus. I don't even have like 25 members that I could put on the society to come up with the constitution, but I have something to share from my own like from my own culture. I should be able to do that because we have facilities on campus and we pay for each and every facility. Why not be able to use them as individual students? So something around that sort, and for societies relaxing these policies and the procedures that we have. I was reading about the culture that existed earlier for the societies when these societies were actually formed themselves. There used to be something called smokers. So where professors would used to like sit down with students, and they would talk about everything apart from academics. Academics was not a topic there. You get to know professors as a person rather than just like teacher. So that has been lost a lot of to do with the culture that exists on campus post COVID because people have been comfortable within their own cocoon. So they are not going out and engaging with the crowd. So yeah, things to change that. These are the bunch of ideas that I have. And then all of these ideas, they're based on practicality. So these are things that are actually possible. It's not just throwing around that, yeah, this is like, potentially possible. This can actually be done.
Thank you so much. So my last question is, do you have like any last comments or any thoughts for the students?
Any last thoughts for the students? University years are the best years of your life. So the person you elect is basically the person you're handing over your next year of university life to. I said this in my last selection too. So rather than treating this as a popularity contest that, yeah, I got to favor my friend, favoring your friend is a nice thing, but you are taking a chance from a deserving candidate who could have done well in that position. So I would say, do favor your friend if you find that person can take this responsibility and go for it. But apart from that, make an informed choice on who you are voting because that person is going to be responsible for the next year of your university life, how it's going to be like. So if you want to throw away down a year, it's up to you. But like make an informed choice so that it's not just you who's dealing with these things, but a couple of other students too. And another thing is, when you're voting, you have to rank people in a sequence. So just don't pick your friend and be like, yeah, random things. Make an informed choice on that too. Let's just say like your friend was not able to make it, you still have a say in who gets to be the president and still be able to represent your voices. We have about like 6,000 students on campus, but rarely like 1,000 or 1,500 people vote. So that shows that less than 20% of the student population decides who actually gets to represent their interests and their voices on the upper table or gets to create this whole environment for them. I feel it's a big deal and people should get involved so that we're able to have a much more engaged campus and a beautiful community that we can share with the new students. Set an example so that the next person who walks in wants to meet that bar, so that from there the trajectory is kind of high. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Those were all my questions. You did a great job, like amazing answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.